Very excited about this Pimp My Portfolio, where we bring in a community member and an expert to get their portfolio pimped. And we've got a new expert in the studio today, none other than Adam Dawes. Dawesy, welcome.
Thanks. It's great to be here, guys. Absolutely.
We are super pumped. We've got Adam over the next couple of months doing a few Pimp My Portfolios along with Luke, so we cannot wait. It's going to be great. And we've got Grant, community member, joining us. Grant, welcome to Equity Mates.
Thanks, dude. Really happy to be here. And it sounds so fancy when you call me Grant. I'm used to be calling Grant.
Okay. Okay, Grant.
A bit of a bogan accent, so yeah, very fancy.
Bryce tells us he is very fancy, so not
Yes,
surprising. Yeah.
yeah.
Fine, Grant. Anyway, Ren, Grant submitted his portfolio. What does it look like?
Yeah, so Grant has four. He's got four ETFs anchoring his portfolio. He's got the iShares S&P 500 ETF, the Van Eck ASX Mid Cap ETF, BetaShares Aussie Resources, and then Vanguard FTSE Asia ex Japan. Together, those four ETFs are about 40% of the portfolio. Then we've got some individual stocks: BHP, CSL, Core Lithium, Pilbara Minerals, and New Hope Corporation. And then finally, a small allocation to Raise and an allocation to Bitcoin as well.
Love it.
So, Dawesy, that's the portfolio.
Yeah. It looks really good. And we're going to call this one a Dom Dollar portfolio in aid of Dom Dollar headlining Coachella over the weekend on Saturday night.
Dawes is a DJ fan.
Yeah,
Love that,
absolutely.
love that.
So and Grant, this is one of the ones where this portfolio looks really good. Like you've got some good quality businesses in there and stocks in there. But just run me through, how did you come to get this list of stocks that we've got here today?
Yeah, I'm surprised that you said it was good. So yeah, that is coming at a big surprise. But yeah, I guess looking at my investments, I kind of and looking at my portfolio, I have the picture. Looking at it, it's like me kind of looking at a modern art. It's like whenever I look at modern art, it just looks like someone stood back and just thrown paint at a canvas and hoped some stuck. And that was kind of my approach as I hit my kind of 40s, in thinking, well, I've got this money sitting around and it's not doing anything for me. So I should probably actually do something with it and invest some of it in stocks. And I kind of did that, just like stood back and just threw some money at a number of different things and hoped that some would stick.
Well, maybe it doesn't look like a great portfolio. But keep going, Grant.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yep.
Not great advice for anyone listening. But yeah, just thinking through like the next kind of 5 to 10 years, do I just kind of like sit on these stocks and keep kind of putting some money into those like EFTs? Is that where I should be kind of concentrating some money, like putting some extra money into that? Or do I kind of, is there some other direction which I should sort of move some money around, some of the stocks around? Yes, yeah.
So first of all, the reason why I do like this portfolio is that you do have some international ETFs. Okay, so that thing, as far as asset allocation, we need to have Aussie shares, but we need to have international shares as well. Okay, so you've got the IVV, so you've probably made some good money on that. However, it is, when we talk about portfolio weightings, it's around about sort of 20% of the portfolio. Generally, we like to have 5% weightings in any one stock or an ETF, or maximum 10 to 15% maximum. So as IVV's probably done quite well for you over the last sort of 3, maybe even 6 months, you can start to trim some of that holding and using that capital then to pick up something else or to build out the portfolio going forward. So BHP, obviously, a great one. CSL, those are the kind of stocks that we call the core versus satellite. You want to have a good core portfolio of businesses that will continue to generate revenue, income, and everything else going forward. And then from there, having some international exposure in there. But one of the ones that you're probably hurting on is the Core Lithium, the CXO. You've obviously gone quite attached to that. So I think the lithium space is the right way to be. But core lithium, you would be in a losing position on that one.
Yeah, right.
So, potentially looking to get rid of some of those losing positions and then picking some or putting it into some of more of those winners or something like, the PLS, Pilbara Minerals, is a fantastic stock. So, keep building that portfolio up as well. So I think, you've got certainly a good quality side of things here, but we need to, sort of broaden that portfolio out a little bit more with either one individual investments or keep going with those ETFs. And then potentially looking at sort of some commodity ETFs that are looking quite good. So there's some uranium ETFs that are looking very, very good. There's a copper ETF that looks really good also.
I was going to say, the copper one, the wire, I think it was the buy or sell segment a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so that's a great one. We still think copper is in deficit and will continue to be in deficit for the next 2 to 3 years. So there's some real uplift that you can get on some of those resource side of things. But also, having some financials, Macquarie Group, those kinds of businesses, they're very, very good. And I really like the raise side of things as well. I use that as well. I think it's fantastic. Everybody should have something of those raise in their portfolio as well, because that just helps you save extra money going forward.
Well, yeah, that's right. I think it's that from a young age, I wasn't at all educated about investing and stuff. And it's definitely helped my kids get into that kind of mindset.
Yeah, definitely.
Putting away money and actually making their money work for them.
So, Adam, just one question I have. You've mentioned that Grant has, the iShares S&P 500, which is a great index core ETF.
Yeah.
The equivalent for what he's got exposure to here in Australia is individual stocks, so BHP, CSL, Core Lithium, and then a mid-cap ETF.
Yeah.
So is the suggestion you're saying to build out more of the singular big cap stocks, or the alternative is to find the equivalent of the S&P 500, but maybe for the ASX 200?
So with low balance portfolios, or only putting in a certain couple of $1,000, ETFs are the way to go, right?
Okay.
Absolutely, because you can build out your portfolio. Because you buy one ETF, you get a basket of 200 stocks, so the ASX 200, the S&P ASX 200, and they're so cheap these days. Like the MERs, the management expense ratios, I think it's like 0.2, or it's.
I think Beta Shares is now 0.04. I think,
right.
Vanguard is similar.
So cheap.
They'll
right?
be free eventually.
Well, they will. It's a race to the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah.
So. So it's a great question, because having smaller amounts of money, you can then put them into, say, the ASX 200, and that will build out, because then it does have the BHP, CSL, CommBank, and all those kinds of things. If you've got a larger amount of money that you're needing to, you can then diversify further out by then picking individual good quality blue chip stocks. Now our market's quite small. We've got a couple of resources, some banks, a telco, and some supermarkets. That's pretty much about it, really.
Yeah.
So you can always then find some really good quality businesses in those top 50s, and then sort of building it out. But for low balances, definitely using those ETF indexes. IVV is really good. Then we look overseas. You've got Europe, you've got Asia, and then there's actually a global ETF, which is just basically everything in the world, right? So you can get that diversification, and it can continue to grow. But Grant, are you regularly contributing to this portfolio, or is this something that's sort of just throw the modern art on the wall and then you've left it?
Stand back and look.
How's it going?
No, it is something that's being regularly contributed to. Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. So building out some of those percentages, and I'd just be careful with the higher percentages that you've got there. So potentially trimming some of that, depending on how much money you're sort of looking at, but trimming some of those higher weightings. Rule of thumb is 5% weighting in a portfolio, or per individual stock, or an ETF, you'd probably go to 10 to 15%. But then you sort of want to sort of maintain those weightings, and then trimming as they continue to go higher, or then putting fresh money in, which will then eventually reduce the weightings anyway into the portfolio.
Yeah, right.
Nice. Well, love that, Dawsey. I think there's some great tips there. Grant, hopefully that's helped. Good luck.
That's very, very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And I don't have anything else to say, so let's wrap it up there.
Nice. Well, we'll leave it there, Grant. Thank you so much, and I hope that Adam's been able to provide some something to think about and action in your portfolio.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Really helpful. Yep, really helpful.
No worries. Well,
Nice
have
one.
a great day, Grant. Thank you for submitting, and all the best with it.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
If you'd like to submit to Pimp My Portfolio, head to equitymates.com/contact. All the information is there to submit. If you'd like to speak with Adam as well, head to equitymates.com/advice. Tick the Adam Dawes button and we'll put you in contact. But Adam, great one to kick off with. Good luck to Dom Dollar on the weekend.
Absolutely. Thanks so
And we'll
much.
pick it up next episode.
See you guys.